Imagine there's a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day. Every evening it deletes whatever part of the balance you failed to use during the day. What would you do? Draw out every cent, of course. Each of us has such a bank. Its name is time. Every morning it credits you with 86,400 seconds. Every night it writes off, as lost, whatever of this you have failed to invest to good purpose. It carries over no balance, it allows no overdraft. Each day it opens a new account for you. Each night it burns the remains of the day. If you fail to use a day's deposits, the loss is yours. There's no going back, there's no drawing against the tomorrow. Therefore, there's not enough time or too much time. Time management is decided by us and nobody else. It's never the case of us not having the time to do things, but the case of whether we want to do it. In this video, we'll be talking about 5 very important and very practical time management tips that will help you to do everything you wish to do. The first tip is eat that frog. The Eat That Frog concept, created by author Brian Tracy, is all about doing your most important task first each day. Mark Twain once said that if the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that this is probably the worst thing that's going to happen to you all day long. Your frog is your biggest, most important task, the one you are most likely to procrastinate on if you don't do something about it. The idea behind it is that each morning, if you complete a task that you will most likely procrastinate on, you go about your day knowing you've done it, and the rest of your day will be easy in comparison. For example, let's say you have to do laundry, grocery shopping, and prepare a report on the same day, and you know that you hate doing laundry. Then, the way to prioritize your to-do list is to start doing the tasks that you will most likely procrastinate on. In this case, it would recommend that you do your laundry first before you do anything else. Once you've gotten the dreadful task out of the way, going grocery shopping and preparing a report don't look that bad in comparison, and you'll feel more empowerment. Suppose you're a salesman. Making sales calls is one of the most important things you can do to close deals, but it's also one of the hardest because you need to disturb the person on the other side, and you'll need to hear 20 no's for every yes you get. It would be natural for you, therefore, to postpone dealing with the sales calls for as long as possible. The problem with this approach is that on many days you would postpone it so much that you would end up not making the calls at all. The reason behind this approach is the first thing in the morning your mind is clear, the office is quiet, and you haven't gotten pulled into 6 different directions. Yet. It's your one opportunity to prioritize the things that matter to you most before your phone starts ringing and the email inbox starts dinging. By knocking out something important on your to-do list before anything else, you get both momentum and a sense of accomplishment before 10 a.m. Getting things done is a habit, and if you start every day by accomplishing something important, you'll get more done than 90% of the people in the office. Whatever your frog is, ensure you have all the equipment ready the night before so there's minimum fuss the next day. Let's say, for instance, your frog, as a sales manager, is to make 50 calls. Have your list of clients ready. Make sure the list is properly filled with contact details and previous remarks. The less things you have to worry about when you wake up, the more likely you are to actually getting to do it. Tip number 2 is Eisenhower Matrix. In order to know your frog, your most important task, you must use the Eisenhower Matrix. According to the matrix, any task could be judged on 2 factors: how important the task is and to what extent the task is urgent. Give the highest priority to the tasks that are both urgent and important. The tasks that are important but not urgent, delegate. The tasks that are important but not urgent, put them on the calendar and do later. The tasks that are neither urgent nor important, skip them. This will save time. This matrix was introduced by Dwight Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States. Dwight had to make tough decisions continuously about which of the many tasks he should focus on each day. This finally led him to invent the world-famous Eisenhower Principle, which today helps us prioritize by urgency and importance. Tip number 3 is practice creative procrastination. One of the very worst uses of time is to do something very well that needs not to be done at all. You can't do everything in a single productive day. Learn how to deliberately put off those tasks that are of low value, so you have enough time to do the things that really count. Innovators and creative professionals use procrastination to their benefit more often than everyone else. When you have to do something that important, then create a don't do list where you can write down the things that you know sabotage your productivity to remind yourself not to do them. For example, if you're a sales manager and you need to make 50 calls in the morning, then make a list of things you shouldn't be doing: checking mails, being on Facebook, watching videos and so on. After making those calls, put a tick in front of the task you successfully did not do. Tip number 4 is the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a time management philosophy that aims to provide you with maximum focus and creative freshness, thereby allowing you to complete projects faster with less mental fatigue. The process is simple. For every project throughout the day, you budget your time into short increments and take breaks periodically. You work for 25 minutes, then take a break for 5 minutes. Each 25-minute work period is called a Pomodoro, named after the Italian word for tomato. After 4 Pomodoros have passed, which is 100 minutes of work time with 15 minutes of break time, you then take a 15 to 20-minute break. Every time you finish a Pomodoro, you mark your progress with an X and note the number of times you had the impulse to procrastinate. Frequent breaks keep your mind fresh and focused. According to the official Pomodoro website, the system is easy to use and you'll see results very quickly. You'll probably begin to notice a difference in your work or study process within a day or two. True mastery of the technique takes from 7 to 20 days of constant use. If you have a large and varied to-do list, using the Pomodoro technique can help you crank through projects faster by forcing you to adhere to strict timing. This technique was founded in the 1980s by Francesco Cirillo, who used a kitchen timer shaped like a tomato as his personal timer, and hence such a name. Tip number 5 is a 2-minute rule. This part originally comes from David Allen's best-selling book, Getting Things Done. It's surprising how many things we put off that we couldn't get done in 2 minutes or less. For example, washing your dishes immediately after your meal, tossing the laundry in the washing machine, taking out the garbage, cleaning up clutter, or sending that mail, and so on. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, then follow the rule and do it right now. That saves you the time of writing it down and it gets taken care of. And if it takes more than 2 minutes, schedule it and do it later. This is a very simple strategy and has proved very effective. So, which of these time management tips will you try to increase your productivity? Mention it in the comments section. And for more life-changing positivity, why not subscribe to us?